Sahanavavatu Sahanadhunaktu Sahaviyankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. 97. ज्ञातृ ज्ञान ज्ञेय रूपा न संज्ञा विषये यथा प्रतीच्यपि तथा संज्ञा प्रबुद्धस्य न विद्यते. For a jnani prabuddha, for a jnani who has got sakshatkara, atmanubhava, jnana nishtha is there, for him just as with respect to the world there is no such saudhnya. What saudhnya is not there? Saudhnya jnatra jnana jneya rupa saudhnya vishaye yathana. Just as with respect to vishayas, sense object, shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, he doesn't have this saudhnya. What is saudhnya? Vishesha bheda jnana. Distinct that I am the knower, these are the known, this is the knowledge of these vishayas. This is not there. Say, like that, pratichi api saudhnya na vidyate. Pratichi api means what? Pratyagatmani api, with respect to Pratyagatma also, means in the knowledge of Pratyagatma, me, the Pramata, the knower, now knowing the Atma, and this is the knowledge of Atma, Jnata, Jnana, Jneya, this Saudhya is not there. This was told. Now the same thing is further established by what is called as Kaimutika Nyaya. You know what is Kaimutika Nyaya? If this holds good, what to speak of such a thing will certainly be true. Suppose if a person, heavyweight lifting champion, who lifts 1000 kg, what to speak, he will lift ping pong ball. So you need not, or 5 kg, you need not tell separately, because he has got that capacity. Like that, Kaimutika Nyaya. So based on that, he says, in the knowledge of Atma, there is no distinction of knower, known and knowledge. How? He says, in Atma, in the state of ignorance itself, such distinction is not there. You keep aside knowledge. Even in the state of ignorance, in Atma, Jnata, Jnana, Jneya, Bhedas are not there. What to speak that in the state of knowledge there is no such a Bheda. That is what Kaimutika Nyaya. So this is based on the subsequent portion of Shruti 2.4.14. Yena idam sarvam vijanati tam kena vijaniya. Yena, what, by whom, by what? What is that by what? Yena atmana, by which atma? By yena chaitanya swarupena atmana, by which chaitanya swarupa atma idam sarvam vijanati, everything is known. Tam atmanam, that atma, kena vijaniya, by what anyone can ever know it. This is what is the means. By what ever anyone can know means what? Again, what is this? It is not a question. What is called? What phrase it is? Kaku prayoga. Means no one will be able to know it. The one because of which everything is known, that cannot be known by anything whatsoever. So that means while explaining this Shruti portion, that these triputis, what are triputis? Jnata, Jnana, Jneya, Bheda, are not in Atma even during the state of Ajnana, ignorance. You need not separately tell that in the state of knowledge they are not there. That is what being now told. ज्ञानोत्पत्तौ न संज्ञास्ति त्यास्तां ताविहात्मनि अपि सत्यामविद्यायां न संज्ञास्यात्मनीदृशी अन्वय तावद् ज्ञानोत्पत्तौ इह आत्मनि संज्ञा न अस्ति इति आस्ताम् संज्ञा न अस्ति इति आस्ताम् अविद्यायां सत्याम् अपि आत्मनि ईदृशी संज्ञा न अविद्यायां सत्याम् अस्य we take that अस्य take this way avidyayam satyam api not don't take asya avidyayam satyam api atmani idrishi saudhnya asya then take asya na further add asti asya then na further add asti tavad to begin with at first what is it Jnanotpattau, when the knowledge takes place, aparoksha jnana takes place in the birth of knowledge. Iha atmani, in the atma swarupa, chaitanya swarupa atma, in that atma swarupa, saudhya, what saudhya? Triputi rupa saudhya. So vishesha bheda jnana rupa saudhya, na jnata jnana jneya, knower, knowledge, known, this saudhya. Na asti is not there iti astam. Astam means let it be. What do you mean by let it be? It is not a big deal at all. That in the Atma, in the state of knowledge, there is no Triputi is not a big deal at all because it has to be Atma in Nirupadhika. But in the state of ignorance, avidyayam satyam api, even in the state of ignorance, he says, Atmani in Atma Swarupa, Idrishi of this type. What is that? Triputi Rupa Saudhya. This Saudhya of that nature of Triputi, knower, known, knowledge. See, the Saudhya. Asya means for the Atmanaha, for this Atma, Nasti is not there at all. In the state of ignorance, also in Atma Swarupa, Triputi is not there. How? Even in the state of ignorance, what the Upadhi has to do with Atma? Atma is Nirupadhika. Whether you one knows the Swarupa or doesn't know, Atma is Asanga, has nothing to do. Problem for whom? Jiva, who identifies with the Dehadvaya and takes them as the eyes, for him comes the Triputi, Ahankara comes, Pramata, Prameya, Pramana, Prama, all these distinctions do arise for the Jiva who is ignorant, who is an imposter, who is by Adhyasa, not for Atma. So therefore, in that state also, in Atma, it is not there. If that is the case, there is the question of the Triputi being there in the state of knowledge, it is just impossible. Why it is so that in the state of ignorance also, in Atma there is no Triputi? The reason is given here with the pretext of explaining Yena idam sarvam vijanati. So Yena idam sarvam vijanati 2.4.14 is being explained in that. Why that in the state of ignorance also there is no Triputi in Atma? That is now explained. Grahakadi jagat sarvam yena kutastha sakshina. Lokas sarvo vijanati janiyat kena tam vada. येन कूटस्थ साक्षिण ग्राहकादि सर्वं जगत् सर्वः लोकः विजानाति सर्वः लोकः विजानाति तं केन जानीयात् एड तत् वद तं केन जानीयात् एड तत् वद येन कूटस्थ साक्षिणा by the one who is that kutastha sakshi, kutastha avikari, itself is sakshi. When you say kutastha sakshi, kutastha shows avikari, and what does sakshi show? Why kutastha? Because sakshi. What is the nature of sakshi? Sakshi is totally unconnected and not affected by what is called as saksha. What is saksha? That which is illumined. Sakshi is the illuminator, one who makes known. The saksha is that which is made known. So therefore, what relation, what connection has got sakshi with the saksha? Even the status saksha also is relative. It is not absolute, because even if the saksha, the illumined are not there, sakshi continues to be the very knowledge principle, like sun. Even if the world is not there, sun will continue to illumine. So that way, so yena, by which kutastha sakshi swarupa atma grahakadi sarvam jagat sarvaha lokaha vijanati. Sarvaha loka, all people vijanati, know what they know. Grahakadi sarvam jagat, entire jagat. What jagat it is? Grahaka adi. What is this grahaka adi? Who is grahaka here? Not giraki. Not correct. So grahaka here is the knower. Come on, adi, give me what are the adis here? Grahya, grahana, like jnata, jnana, jneya. So in the place of jneya is grahya, in the place of jnata is grahaka, in the place of jnana is grahana. So that means knower, known, knowledge. So that means the jagat in terms of all these. Yena kutastha sakshina, by which kutastha sakshi is sarvaha lokaha vijanati. All people know. Tam, that kutastham sakshinam, that kutastha sakshi. So kena, by which karanena, by which instruments of knowledge. So kena janiyat, can be known. Tatvada, please tell me. Means what? It cannot be known. Why? All the instruments of cognition operate because of whom? That principle, how can it be object of the very instruments of cognition? It is just not possible. An illuminator cannot be illumined or made known by the instrument of cognition or instruments of illumination. See, indriyas, buddhi, mana can function provided Chaitanya is there. If Chaitanya not available, they can't function. So how can these make you know Chaitanya? Subject cannot be made known by the object. So that way, so kena tam vada means it is just not possible. So the same thing is now further explained, again with the pretext of explaining the further portion of the Shruti. Vidnyataram are kena vijaniyat. Are Maitreyi, O Maitreyi, Vidnyataram, Pramataram, knower, kena vijaniyat, by which instrument of cognition can you know? It is not possible. Why not possible? This is the reason, let us see now. There, make a correction. Bodhrutval lochane is there, double la is there. That lakara, bottom nakara, you remove it. Bodhrutva-lochane. It is not bodhrutvat-lochane. Had it been bodhrutvat-lochane, it would have been correct. Now here, bodhrutva-lochane. Bodhrutvasya alochane. Bodhrutva-lochane. Double la is not there. Take the stanza. Bodhrutva-lochanenapi na saujñā pratyagātmani. न बोधा गृह्यतेन बोधेन विषयेण वा बोधृत्वालोचनेन अपि प्रत्यगात्मनि संज्ञा न एड विद्यते. संज्ञा न एड विद्यते. बोधा अनेन बोधेन विषयेण वा न गृह्यते. बोधा अनेन बोधेन विषयेण वा न गृह्यते. There anena, alternate reading also you can note. Annena, two readings are there. Anena in the place also. Annena, both have got the meaning there. It is relevant. So annena also is there. Now he says, in pratyagama, saudhnya. What is saudhnya? Vishesha bhednya triputi. Knower, known, knowing. Jnata, jnana, jneya, bheda is not there. Why? You just consider the bodha, the pramata. Bodhrutvalocane means bodhrutva swarupa paryalocane api. If you scrutinize the nature of bodha, who is the bodha? Pramata, the knower. You see how it is to be scrutinized, you will see that. If you just try to investigate into the nature of bodha, so that is what? Bodhrutva. So that is bodhrutva alochane means bodhrutva swarupa alochane. That is the status of pramata or bodha, the knower. If you investigate into that, so what happens? Pratyagatmani, why will be told in the second line? Pratyagatmani saudhnya na vidyate. You consider that in pratyagatma, knower, known, knowledge, distinction is not possible. Why? The reason is in the second line. What is that? Bodha anena bodhena vishayena va na grihati. Says, bodha, who is bodha? The knower, pramata. Is not known anena bodhena. By what bodha? Anena bodhena means kutastha sakshi swarupa bodhena. You see in detail, the knower is not known by Chaitanya Swarupa Kutastha Sakshi, the knowledge principle. Or if you take Annena, no, Vishayenava, or the knower is not known by Vishaya. See, look, are the knower of what I speak or not Shabda? Can the Shabda know you? Is it possible? You are seeing this microphone. Can the microphone see you? If I say you are seeing me, I can see you because they're different. But that's a different context itself. You are seeing the microphone. Can the microphone see you? Not possible. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa. Just say, if you are seeing me, my body can't see you. Can it? Because it is alive, someone else is able to see. But no dead body can see any other around as such. So therefore, Vishaya can never perceive the pramata, the bodha. Understood? Okay. So now he says, that is how. But he says, anena bodhena na griyate, bodha na griyate. Bodha to pramata, the knower. This knower is not known even by Kutastha Sakshi Chaitanya Rupa Atma. Do you agree with this? This we should understand properly. Very important thing. Yes. See, knower pramata is not known by Vishayas. Anybody can know it because they are inert and this is the sentient. But pramata, the bodha, the knower, is not even known by Chaitanya Swarupa Atma who is Kutastha Sakshi. How? Yes, you know? Come on, how? What is meant is, this pramata, the knower, is not a Vishaya, an object of Chaitanya Rupa Atma. Why? Come on. No. Pramata also is Swaprakasha. Maybe Upanishad is that. Pramata itself is what? Swaprakasha relatively. See, it is true. Pramata certainly depends on who? Kutastha Sakshi Chaitanya Swarupa. But that doesn't mean Kutastha Sakshi Chaitanya Swarupa Atma objectifies Pramata. No. The moment Pramata is caused, the cast itself is what? Swaprakasha. How? Let us see now. Sun is reflected in the water. You have got Surya Pratibimba. Is it required for the sun to illumine the Surya Pratibimba? No. Surya Pratibimba is what? Self-luminous. It doesn't need to be illumined by the sun. No, keep in mind. Na deepasya anya deepecha. A lamp doesn't need any other lamp to illumine. Why? Itself is Prakasha Swarupa. Not inert, an aprakasha vastu, a non-luminous thing needs what? Light to illumine. But however dim a light may be, it doesn't. No, this is a dim light. Therefore, to illumine that, what is required? Powerful light is required. Is it that? Even suppose, even a glowworm, it is luminous. You don't need lamp or the sun to illumine that. Maybe in the glare of the sun it may not be visible. That is a different thing because it is so overpowered. But it doesn't need any other. See, suppose a glowworm in the daytime you found it, and if it glows, for that glow you don't need the sun. But see the body of the glowworm, you may need the sun or any other light as such. So therefore, you say, that is, Pramata no doubt depends on who? Chaitanya Swarupa Atma. But Pramata can never be the object or Vishaya of Chaitanya Swarupa Atma because what? So if you are not understood, let us say, I am. I am. Do you need Indriyas to know? Do you need mind to know? Do you need intellect to know? What is God? It is called what? Self-evident. That I depends on Chaitanya, agreed. We are not talking of that. But it is not the object of that Chaitanya. Why? Because the very Swarupa itself, Pramata, means what should be there? Knowledge principle must be there. Because of Antakarana being such a thing that Chaitanya gets directly reflected in that. Just in the water, the sun gets reflected. So also here it needs to get reflected. See, is there a reflection of the sun without the light principle? If Surya Pratibimba is there, what does it mean? Light is there. No, Surya is there, but light is there. It doesn't need the Surya to illumine. But without the sun, the Pratibimba is not possible. So, but the Pratibimba need not be illuminated. This also, Pratibimba is there means light of the sun also falls on the Pratibimba. Is it not? Can there be any Pratibimba on which the light of the sun doesn't fall? If that is the case, what will happen? That Pratibimba itself will not be there. Imagine, there is a lake and the sun is reflected. If you cut off or intervene the passage of the sun and the reflection where it is, what will happen? Reflection itself will not be there. No doubt sunlight falls in that, on that, but the Pratibimba reflection doesn't need the light to make you see it because of the very virtue of the sun, the Surya Pratibimba also is what? Self-luminous Swaprakasha. So that's the same principle here. So, Bodha, the Pramata, Anena Bodhena, by that Pratyagatma Swarupa Kutastha Sakshi Swarupa Chaitanya Rupa Bodhena, by that knowledge principle, so what? Na Grihyate is not objectified as an object. Again, Vishayena va na Grihyate, by any other inert object it cannot be objectified. If you take Annena Bodhena, so, Annena Bodhena, if that is the reading, the meaning is like this. See, Annena Bodhena, by other knowledge principle. Now tell me, Bodha is Swaprakasha or not? Means it has got knowledge principle. But depends on whom? Atma, accepted. But it has got reflected knowledge principle. Now this knowledge principle, if it needs some other knowledge principle to make you know, what will happen, that other knowledge principle also being a knowledge principle will need some other knowledge principle. Is it? Anavastha dosha, regress ad infinitum. There is end. Therefore, annena bodhena. Also, if you take Prakasha has got that this. What is that? Alternate reading. Annena bodhena. So, if anya bodha is there, you are landing in anavastha dosha. There is no end to that. So that being the case, even if you consider the nature of bodha, the pramata or ahankar, that's why I am. So that it doesn't need any other knowledge principle. Cannot be that saudhya is not possible. That being the case, even the state of ignorance in Atma, Triputi Rupa Saudhya is not there. What to speak? It is not in the state of knowledge. Again, the same thing is further confirmed by what is called Kaimutika Nyaya. So that Bodha, that in Bodha, there is no such Saudhya. Vyavaharika Saudhnyasau Sausarinnyapi Durlabha. Kimu Nishesha Vidvasta Sausararnava Karani. Asau Vyavaharika Snya Sausarini add Pramatari. Sausarini add Pramatari api durlabha. Api durlabha. Nishesha vidvasta Sausararnava Karani add Atmani. Nishesha vidvasta sausararnava karane add Atmani. Kimu you can add Kimu Vaktavyam. Asau Vyavaharika Saudhya. This Vyavaharika Saudhya, what is that? Triputi Rupa. Jnata, Jnana, Jneya, Bheda, Rupa. These distinctions over known knowledge says, Samsarini Pramatari api Durlabha. In Samsarini Pramatari, the Ahankara, who is Samsarini Pramata. So therefore what? The one who is subject to Samsara and Pramata, in him also it is not there. Why? That Pramata is what? Self-luminous Swaprakasha, need not be illumined by even Atma. So Samsarini Pramatari api Durlabha is not available. Not that Durlabha means what? Great difficulty, you can get it. No. It is just not possible. Even the Samsari, one who is the Pramata, who is Samsari, then he says, if that is the case, so why that Samsarini api? Because Samsari Pramata, what he has got? In contrast to Atma. If you contrast with Atma, what is the distinction between Pramata and Atma? Atma is Nirupadhika, Pramata is Sopadhika. Atma has no samsara, Pramata, Ahankara has got samsara. So even being a samsari and Sopadhika, even there, what is not there? Triputi Bheda, known knowledge is not there. Why? That Pramata, samsari also is what? Swaprakasha. Say, then what is the nature of Atma? Nishesha vidvasta samsararnava karani. First let us say Atmani. First let us say samsararnava karana. What is cause of samsararnava? Arnava is what? Sagara. Samsara sagara karana is what? Ajnana. So the alternate reading is there. Samsaranartha karani. Prakasha gives the alternate reading, so it gives a different shade of meaning, that's all. So the cause of samsara anartha. What is samsara anartha? Anartha in samsara, is it? Anartha in samsara, what does it mean? Other goody things also are there. In samsara, other than, I hope you know what is anartha. What is anartha? Generally it is said calamity, disaster, etc. Anartha, this is sorrow. Sorrow itself is anartha. So now, that means in samsara, anarthas are there and arthas also are there. Is it that way? Samsaraha eva anartha. You can't say. And still greater anartha is that taking in samskara, there are goody things. That is still further anartha. So what we expect, hope to have some good things in samsara where it is next to impossible, that is still greater anartha, because there is nature of, see, the moment the body is taken as I, which is not at all true, what artha can you expect? Everything has to be anartha only. But Shastra may speak of graded arthas. Why? Because the fellow is not available now. The fellow is not available to discover the highest one. Therefore, what is that? Artha, kama, dharma, moksha. It is only a graded steps given, because like a child has to be what? You have to hold it slowly, walk few steps, and then what you should do? You should not go on holding. Then what? Leave the hand, but be very close, because the moment it's about to fall, hold it afterwards. Like that. So it is only a graded steps that are given, but really speaking, there is no artha at all in the samsara. What is samsara? Jagat, and what we say, identify the body, etc., it is nothing but anartha only. So therefore here, samsara anartha karane. Not that samsara, there is anartha and arthas are there. Samsara itself is anartha, its karana, again same thing is what? Ajnana. Now, the phrase is, Nishesha vidvasta samsararnava karane. The one in whom the cause of samsara is nishesha dvasta, totally destroyed. And that Atmani means, in the case of Atma, wherein the cause of samsara, the ignorance is totally destroyed, who is it can be? Jnani. In the case of the Atma of the Jnani, kimu vaktavyam, what to speak that Vyavarika Saujna is not there. Why? Nirupadhika Atma here directly cognate. When Nirupadhika Atma is cognate, there is no Vyavarika Saujna. You need not separately tell at all. Certainly it is not going to be there. So that being the case, in Atma Swarupa, even in the state of ignorance, such the Triputi Vedas are not there. So what to speak in the state of knowledge? It is not. Sakshatkara, Aparoksha Jnana, in Aparoksha Jnana, it is not there. In this manner, see, the context was Atyantika Laya. In Atyantika Laya, what happens? The Jiva who was Ajnani who was compared to a lump of salt, Khilyaha, so has no individuality at all. So that is what Atyantika Laya. And what was Atyantika Laya? Atyantika Laya in the form of Nididhyasana was stored. So therefore, so that is now being concluded. So this is what the result of the Atyantika Laya in the form of Nididhyasana. Ittevama parayatta bodhenātyantiko layaha. Nididhyasana rupotra phalabhuta prakirtitaha. Iti evam aparayatta bodhena atyantikaha layaha add bhavati. Further add saha cha bodhaha. Further add saha cha bodhaha nididhyasana rupaha, comma atra falabhutaha prakirtitaha. Atra falabhutaha prakirtitaha. Iti evam, as described so far. Aparayatta bodhena. What is aparayatta bodha? We have seen this in the context of stanza 24. Aparadhina bodhena means it is not dhyana but vastu tantra jnana. So aparadhina bodha means knowledge not dependent on anything. So that is what is that. So aparadhina, aparayatta, parayatta means paradhina, aparayatta means aparadhina. So the knowledge independent of everything is not even the dhyana. So it should be, it is vastu tantra jnana and not kartru tantra dhyana. So we had seen this in the context of stanza 24. There it was told, aparayatta bodhotra nididhyasana muchyate, stanza 24. What is called nididhyasana is what? Aparayatta bodha. Not that with the help of the mind you go on thinking this is Brahma, this is Brahma. No, direct cognition is that. Antakarna itself assumes the swarupa of Atma, Atmakara, Khandakara, Brahmakara takes place. It is not even Pramata itself is not there. See, Pramata is there means what is Parayatta or Aparayatta? Paradhina. Because that depends on the knower. No, this is a Swaprakasha Atma, direct cognition because it is Swaprakasha. So therefore, so that is Aparayatta bodha, Aparadhina bodha, that is what is, that becomes what? Atyantika layaha bhavati. It becomes total dissolution means what? Khilya rupa, jiva, totally got destroyed. What is there only? Ocean only is there. So also what is here is now only Brahma only is there. Jiva Pramata is not at all there. So Atyantika layaha bhavati. In contrast to what laya? Swabhavika laya. Swabhavika laya which is at the kalpanta. This is Atyantika laya. And what is that aparayatta bodha? Sahacha bodhaha. That the aparayat, that bodha which leads to Atyantika laya, that aparayatta bodha is Sahacha bodha, or is of this nature. What is that? Nididhyasana rupa. As far as we are concerned means, who are these we? Attending Sunday class? Who have got, mumukshu no doubt, who have got still the upadhi on account of prarabdha karma. Even after gaining knowledge, upadhi continues. So, did not be in our case the different thing. So that is different thing. So, but even though the upadhi continues, even in that case, what happens is, so that is what? So nididhyasana, what is need for nididhyasana? Antakarana is required or not? So only through that antakarana. So that with the help of the antakarana, you have to take to nididhyasana. Nididhyasana alone is the channel for us to abide in our swarupa. And nididhyasana leads more to what? Samadhi. Drikdrisha viveka. Once upon a time. Okay. So refer to Drikdrisha viveka. Nididhyasana has to lead, if it fructifies, it has to lead to what? Beginning Savikalpa Samadhi, thereafterwards Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So Nidadfar. So through us it is through Nididhyasana. Why? Antakarana still is there. Prarabdha is there. So therefore, so Nididhya, it is in the form of Nididhyasana. So here, in terms of, in this, all this stanza, atra, in this text, Falabhutaha prakirtitaha. So it was described how Falabhuta means in the fructified manner, it is fructification with the phala. So what is the phala? Shravanadi phala bhutaha. As the phala of Shravana, Manana, and now Nididhyasana has fructified. So what was the Shruti phrase for this? Atma vare drashtavyaha, shrotavyaha, mantavyaha. Now Nididhyasana, that Nididhyasana is Vijnana Swarupa, that was told, very knowledge principle. So that is what was told there. So phala bhutaha, as a result of Shravana, Manana, then in terms of Nididhyasana. So with this phala, it was described so far. So that way, so what is to be done now? To have the darshan of Atma, take to Shravana, Manana, and then Nididhyasana. And these three have to be taken to simultaneously. Not that Shravana I will do after retirement, Manana on the burial ground, Nididhyasana. So not that, it is not possible. It has to go, they have to go together. So one gives the boost to the other asset. And Nididhyasana means what is required is Chittaikagriya. Steady mind is required. So a single pointed mind is necessary. Otherwise, in spite of this, the direct cognition is not possible. And then all blame comes on what? Vedanta. And why Chitta Ekagra is not possible? Mind has got many interests, that's all. Where the mind go? Can the mind ever go to a thing in which it is not interested? Just think of it. Don't complain, my mind is what? So restless. What do you mean by restless mind, vikshipta mind? Mind going to various things. What are those various channels where the mind goes? That thinks of its interest. So means when so many things of interest are there, and if we complain that the mind cannot be taken to Nididhyasana, who is at fault? Of course, it's human psychology always to pass on the, pass on the buck to others. Why the mind is interested in all these things? Will the mind go just like that? It has got something maja, that it thinks, not maja, that it thinks there is something called maja. So what is to be applied now? Bring the viveka. So that's why viveka, at times it appears, even simple things told in the, you need not go to a very high text of Vedanta, like Bhajagovindam. Artham anartham bhavaya nittam kate kanta kaste putraha samsaroyam ativa vichitra. All these things. Nalini dalagata jalamati taralam tadvad jivita matishaya chapala. All these things. When the thing happen, afterwards what? Smashana vairagya. You know that Smashana vairagya? Somebody went to the cremation ground because some near dear somebody was the same. And what? The poor fellow who was lively and kicking just a few days earlier, that seeing that smoke, etc., say this life is like this, nothing is permanent and all that, etc. So with the fumes that were rising, pakka vairagya. Fellow returned home. And the wife, knowing that he is coming, the Orthodox wife, so she had kept a bucket of water and a chambu outside. And the flat was on the ground floor near the road only as such. So what is the thing? This fellow has to pour the water on the head and then only he has to enter. He can't enter because without bath you can't enter. And she, that the time was, expected time was there, and she kept and she went inside to attend the whatever work, etc. So when he came, she was not there and he saw, he started shouting, have you got common sense or not? Right? You are keeping the bucket and chambu outside, anybody can pick it up. Few hours earlier, what Parama Vairagya was there. Now the chambu and bucket, somebody may pinch aside. So it along with the smoke also, Vairagya also goes. That is what is called Smashana Vairagya. That's why I know these moments in life will have to be nurtured like the spark of the fire. You see, if you get a spark, what you have to do? You have to fan it and tend it so that it can become you see. But like that, certain such things, unpleasant things that happen in life, we have to nurture and take lesson. If we don't, the world will be incapable of teaching such person. Then what is that? Will be there. Thappad khavo, and then what? Then learn the lesson. Anyway, so therefore, say nididhyasana rupahatra phalabhutaha prakirta. So the mind is unable to take to nididhyasana, means it has got the places of interest. So what is that? There is no point in complaining that I can't apply. What means? Investigate. What? Apply your viveka. With respect to what? The so-called the places of or points of interest. With an unbiased mind, that is what you take to, then you will discover, oh, this is just which is next to impossible, I am after, which however much wishful thinking will be there. So in course of time, today or tomorrow, the blow is bound to come. So phalabhutaha prakirta, that is told. So with this, that now concluded. Yajnavalkyotra maitreyi manvagruhnad yatha tatha mumukshumanu vidya tirtha maheshwaraha. Yatha. See there, take the sandhi breaking first line. Yajnavalkyaha atra maitreyim anvagruhnat yatha tatha. Okay. Take anvaya. Yatha Yajnavalkyaha atra maitreyim anvagruhnat tatha vidyatirtha maheshwaraha mumukshum anugruhnatu. Mumukshum anugruhnatu. Just as here, Yajnavalkya, yes, sage Yajnavalkya atra. Atra means in this Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, and here Maitreyi Vidya Prakasha atra Maitreyim anvagruhnat. What did he do? He blessed whom? His own wife Maitreyi. How did he? सिर पर हाथ रखा, आशीर्वाद दिया. How? In terms of imparting the knowledge, and in the manner that she got the knowledge. Swamiji, that is good, but you imparted, we didn't get. Yajnavalkya imparted, she got, but you imparted, maybe that is defect with me. Futka guru, tutka chela. Tutka chela, futka. You know, there is a Marathi, there is a statement. Tutka chela, futka guru. Both are of the same category, maybe. So, it may be so. So, I have told, I am doing postman job. I have done postman. I am not a guru of anyone, that I have told in the beginning only. Anyway, so I am doing this postman job. So, therefore say, so, Maitreyi, Yajnavalkya of that stature, and equally Maitreyi also was what? Not an ordinary lady. Think of it. The one who had no interest in the half the share of the property of Yajnavalkya. You know who was Yajnavalkya? You know, these fellows do know. The richest person in the world. You may be knowing who are the fellows nowadays. 2-3 persons like that. So like that, Yajnavalkya was richest one. Janaka may have his own empire, but this fellow from everywhere he used to get the wealth as such. So such a richest person, half the share of it. See what? You know what did he ask? What did she ask when he said? What did Yajnavalkya say? Maitreyi, I am now what? Quitting. And I am distributing the wealth between you and Katyayani. What was the Maitreyi's question? Will I get with this what you have got? Yajnavalkya said, sorry. then why do I don't need it? I want that what you have got. So that much of vairagya was there. So that is how, so that is fit as to a disciple, and Yajnavalkya of what's here, you know. So therefore, so how he blessed in terms of imparting knowledge up to the point that she got the knowledge. So tatha mumukshum. So to us the mumukshu, Vidyatirtha Maheshwara. Vidyatirtha Maheshwara, Lord Shiva. We have seen this phrase. It can be Guru of Vidyaranya also, but also it is who? Shiva, Lord Shiva. Vidyatirtha Maheshwara. So Maheshwara with the very sthana, abode of Vidya. So Vidyatirtha Maheshwara. Mumukshum anugranhatu. May he bless us to the mumukshu. Why? So that we also get the knowledge. We also can get the knowledge. Just as Yajnavalkya blessed Maitreyi, so also may the Lord Shiva so bless us with this knowledge. They say, Jnanam Maheshwarad Ichchet. Arogyam Bhaskarad Ichchet. If you want health, invoke whom? Surya. If you want knowledge, Jnanam Maheshwarad Ichchet. That is the phrase as such. Not that Krishna can't give knowledge. Bhagavad Gita is given by who? Krishna only. Not that. It is not. It is a way of saying. Maybe they might have, it is somebody's brainwave possibly, but it does have some sense. Because if you see Vishnu, you may get enamored by all ornaments, because he is Alankara Priya. Vishnu is said to be Alankara Priya. As far as Shiva is concerned, what? Name may be Vibhuti. What Vibhuti? Ashes. Ashes. Even dress also is what? All dirty. Some hide. So that is what it is. And what is the place? Not Vaikuntha. Spashana. You will not dare to go anywhere near. So that means the very surrounding itself will create awe and vairagya. So that is how it is. It is not the thing. It is a way of looking only as such. So as far as what? Shiva Tattva, Vishnu Tattva is concerned, there is Harihara, there is no Bheda at all. These are two embodiments wielded for different purpose in the creation. So that is Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara. But principle is one and the same. So that, but it is a way of saying that Jnanam Maheshwarad Ichchet. So that is what is said. So that may he bless us. So with this, the 15th chapter, Maitreyi Vidya Prakasha is over.
Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahimahesha Go Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Vashatu Parjanya Prithvi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Shobharita Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kasyid Dukha Bhag Bhave Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amtam Gamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti